River just keeps rolling along. This week it's been really pretty good for some people and it's been a little slower for others. I guess it's been an average week out here. With that, I've got some big announcements today. Let's take a look at a few pictures and we'll get right into the report. Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. You're watching In Deep on the Delta. This is the weekly fishing report for June 19th, and the big story this week, at least for me, I got my new logo, my new merchandise in. So I'm not a big hardcore sales guy, but I'll let you know what I have, show you the new logo, and I'll let you know how to get it, then we'll get right into the report. I've got sun shirts like I'm wearing now. I've got some t-shirts. I've got some hats. Let me show you the new logo and we'll go from there. That's it. In Deep on the Delta, that's the back of the shirt. This is the front of the shirt here. I also have a gray color. This is a light gray or a light blue. I also have some colors in sage, which this is the sage color. All of the stuff that I got is super high quality. This is the hat. That's what the hat looks like. This is the logo that's on the front of the shirt. You saw the logo on the back of the shirt. The hats have a nice mesh back. They have a sweat band in them. They're water resistant. A high quality hat. The shirts are all 50 sunscreen. They've got the nice slits in here, all double stitched if you want to keep your hands, keep the shirt down around your hands. Very comfortable to wear. I know the t-shirts are nice and heavy. These are extremely comfortable, and I've been wearing them for now about a week, and I think you guys will like them. Now, how do you get these? Well, to start off, I'm going to be selling them personally. If you're out at Paradise Point or you're going to be out at Paradise Point, just hit me up, and that's at scooper9561032@gmail.com. I'm about 5 minutes away from the launch. I can meet you guys out here pretty much at any time. I talked to Rob from the Bass Hole. We're gonna have a meet and greet out there, so I will be out there. There'll be a few people hopefully carrying these shirts, but I know I can't sell all of these personally. I know some of you guys are out of town. You're gonna have them shipped. I hate shipping them because it's like $7 or $8 to have a shirt shipped. Now, the sun shirts I'm going to be selling for right about $30. The hats about $25, and the t-shirts are about $20. Hit me up, and for you guys who are out here at Paradise Point, I would like to sell each one of these individually so I can talk to you, get to know you a little bit. I can show you the sizes, the colors. You can pick what you want. You can taste them, feel them, smell them. Don't smell mine, but smell them and do what you need to do and decide what you want. So that's number one. Number two. Bobby Barrett. One of the all-time legends here on the Delta and actually nationally. You guys know snag-proof frogs, Bobby's perfect frog. That is the Bobby Barrett. Born and raised here on the Delta. I don't know if he was born here or whatever, but this is his home water. Bobby guided out here for 20 years plus, and he guided 250 days a year. If you didn't get a chance to go out with Bobby, you really missed something. As far as a tournament angler, arguably the best that ever fished out here. And again, if you wanted to argue, there's been a lot of really great guys out here, but he's right there. He's on the Mount Rushmore of tournament anglers. He's won, I don't know how many tournaments out here, big tournaments. And when Bobby was out there tournament fishing, he was the man to beat. Along with his fishing skills, Bobby was also one of the first guys to actually start doing videos, how-to videos, informational videos, right here on the Delta. And he's also an all-time personality. Got some correspondence with Bobby. He's retired. He's been down in Texas for, I guess, almost 10 years now. Bobby is still fishing, and he's really starting to produce more and more social media, and he's getting into his YouTube channel, and he's starting to produce some long-form informational videos. I really want you guys, if you haven't watched his videos, to check out Bobby Barrack, and I'm going to give you the information how you can check this out. And this is not necessarily for Bobby's good. I think I'm doing this for the good of bass fishermen. Has great videos, informational videos. I've watched almost all of them. He's usually got some big fish catches in him, so if you want to watch somebody catch a lot of big fish, it's there. But he's also got a lot of really great information. The way to check out Bobby would be check out his TFIT mobile network. That's his, I believe that is his YouTube channel. Or you can go at Bobby Barrack's Bass Class. I'll have those up, and you'll be able to get his information and start checking out his videos. And he's trying to grow his channel. Let's help him out. Check out his videos. You will not be disappointed. Let's talk about some information coming up. We've got the Bass Hole Team Tournament Circuit coming up this Saturday, June 21st, and that's going to be an afternoon tournament. I think registration is at 1, blast off is at 2, and I think first flight coming in at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m., so it's going to be an afternoon tournament. This is the high-low rollers. I think low rollers are 150 per team, high rollers are 300. You can get any information that you need on this from Rob out at the Bass Hole, and I'll put his number up there at 925-813-9485. Go out and support Rob. The Tuesday night Lunkers tournament, that's out at Tracy Oasis. I'll throw the I'll throw the information up on the screen for with his logo. And I want to talk to or his flyer, not his logo. To Steve is the tournament director. Hopefully I'll get Steve on and we'll have a sit down. He can tell you more about the Lunkers Tuesday night tournaments here in the next week or so. Let's get right into the fishing this week, and we'll start off very briefly with the stripers, and then we'll get into river conditions here for largemouth bass. We'll talk about the Anglers Press tournament and what's been going on out here this week. Stripers, I'll tell you, the Central Delta, it's just not that good, in my opinion. Just not a lot of striper action. A lot of diaper stripers out here. I guess they spawned, the little 6 to 10 inch fish. They're around all over, plenty of those in the river, but the keeper striper in the Central Delta just haven't been showing up for me or any of the people that I talk to that are going out for bass. Not necessarily targeting stripers, but they're just not catching a lot of them. And this time of year when you're throwing chatterbaits and topwaters and stuff, you generally, when they're in the system, you catch them. Now, on the other hand, if you're looking for big fish, head out to, I'll say, the Sacramento area, Liberty to out to Pittsburgh. There are still some big fish being caught out there. I have some friends that fish Liberty quite a bit, and they're doing really well with teener size fish. One word of caution, if you don't know, especially the area inside of Liberty Island, I would suggest going out with somebody that has local information. A lot of shallow stuff in there, a lot of stuff that you can hit. Be very careful going inside of the island. You can fish the cuts, you can fish the south side of the island, the north side of the island there where it gets real shallow. You've got to have some, not angling skills, you have to have angling skills, but you have to have boating skills and know the area. And once again, the guys that are catching fish, they are really in tune with what's going on up there. Let's get right into the largemouth bass, and we are in summertime conditions here. Water temperatures around 75 degrees. We've had a lot of wind. By the way, there are no sea lions in the Central Delta to speak of for the last 3 or 4 weeks, which is another key. No sea lions, probably not a lot of stripers out here. So we've got 75-degree water temps. I get a lot of information from Cam Cardoza. He's a south guy, and he's saying the visibility down south fluctuates from 6 inches to maybe 2 feet. So we've got some guys that you might hear going out. Everybody wants to get out this time of year to catch that fish of a lifetime. We're going to work through a little background noise, so don't worry about that. So we've got 75-degree water temps. Visibility out in the central delta is probably, I'd say, 5-6 feet. Just perfect conditions. A lot of wind out here. This week we've had just minor tidal fluctuations, and that is really the key to what's been going on for the guys that have been prosperous and the guys that have been starving out here. That tide situation and the wind has been a key role for me anyhow, and I know a lot of the people that I've been talking to, we're all saying the same thing. Oh, lots of bass fry out here, little 1-inch things, 2-inch things. Man, bass have done a good job spawning. I think the last couple full moons we've had some of the most productive spawning. I've talked to Rob out at the Bass Home. We talk about things like this. Guys like us talk about things like this all the time. And I think both Rob and I are in full agreement on the bass have done their thing. Probably 80-90% of all the primary spawning has gone on. We'll probably get another little spawn coming up in the next full moon, and that's going to be very important to how we see the bigger fish coming in. We'll talk about the females that are post-spawn right now that are just not in a great feeding mode. They're coming up hitting baits, but they're not, those big girls, 7, 8, 9 pounders, they're not in that full swing of I'm coming out to eat. So we got that going on. Angler's Press, we'll talk about the Angler's Press. That tournament topped 75 people. They were out Saturday. I think it took 20 pounds to win, 21.2 to win. The guys that won it are Will and Cook Hunter. They had a 9.7 for a kicker. The average out of the 75 boat field was right around 11 pounds. So that is pretty tough fishing. So what we're seeing now is summertime conditions, and especially for tournament days, you're going to see either probably, depending on what the tides are doing, what they have to work with that day, winning weights are going to be right around 20 pounds, 19 to 21 pounds. If you get a good tide, a lot of those tournaments may be won with maybe 25 to 27 pounds. After 27 pounds or so, that's going to be a big bag out here. But keep that in mind, and especially the Wednesday night tournaments when they come out and they're starting it in the evening and they only have 6 hours to fish and they're fishing that afternoon tide. The weeks that the tide is good for them, they're going to have big weights. All these guys know how to fish, and they're all capable of putting in 20 and 25 pound bags. That's why one week you're going to see bigger weights. The next week, when that afternoon tide goes out, when they're fishing, they may have a real crappy tide to deal with. The weights will go down, say 25 to 26 pounds, down to 19 or 20 pounds. It's not the fishermen, they don't forget how to fish. It's not they're trying new locations or anything. It's the tide. And for this week, the tide has been really perfect for me because I've been getting out early, and I've been fishing from basically, I'll say 5:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock, to about 9 o'clock. As soon as the sun comes up, the tide has been changing with the wind starting to pick up, and that has been the key. I've been in contact with Coach Ted. He's been out there almost every day. We converse every other day or so, and our catch rates have been almost exactly the same. I know when I have a big day, I can call Ted and say, how's the fishing? And he's going to say he had a big day. We were both out Monday morning, same thing. We had both of us had an amazing day, and everyone that I talked to that was out, I'm going to say on Monday and Tuesday, they all had really good fishing. Don't know what it was. Things were just happening out here. The big fish were out here. So look for that wind, chase the wind. It doesn't matter where you're at. Topwaters have been fishing really great. I've been catching a lot of fish on a Rico, big fish on a Rico, whopper ploppers, walking baits. I have been throwing some big wake baits and swim baits. Those have not paid off, and I'll also say that as far as I'm concerned, it is definitely worth coming out early morning, and I've been getting up at 3 and getting out on the water by 4:30 to hit that be out there at dark to fish the change of light, throwing big baits, trying to catch that 7, 8, 9, 10-pound fish. That has not worked out for me. I'm not getting a lot of bites. As soon as the sun comes up, that's when the fish start biting. You've got about a 45-minute bite window. So definitely get out there if you want to get some good numbers of fish early morning. After that, it slows down. I talked to Rob Cloutier. Rob has been talking to a lot of guys coming through the shop, and he's saying that the average guys are fishing pretty slow. But the average guys are probably not getting out super early or staying super late. They're fishing through the day. The numbers are good, but there's a lot of small fish. The small fish are taking chatterbaits, they're taking crankbaits, they're taking worms, drop shots, the standard stuff. And if the wind's blowing, you can throw topwaters throughout the day. You get a 15-mile-an-hour wind, throw a buzzbait or a whopper plopper, a chopo, something like that. When that wind dies down, throw a Rico. That's where my big fish have been coming in. And big fish for me, I'm not getting any kickers, but I'm getting a lot of those fish in that 4, 5-pound class. Not weighing any of them, so I can't guarantee you they're all 5 pounds or all 4 pounds, but that really nice chunky class of fish. Rob and I talked in depth about how many big bites we're getting and people are talking about and not hooking the fish. These are these post-spawn females that are just getting into the eating phase. Last week I said the same thing. It's going to be a week, 10 days. Give them a little bit of time. When these big females start to recover and they start getting ferocious, I guarantee you this next couple weeks, we're going to have days out here where you can get the biggest fish of the year because the big females are going to start feeding. They're going to start packing on pounds. With that, I want to thank you guys for watching. I have a couple of videos that I loaded up. I've got part 1 and part 2 of fishing low tide video. And I've got a cool video up coming next week. It's going to be about fundamentus, something like that. I forget how you pronounce it. I'll leave you with that. Hopefully it'll perk your interest. So next week's video is going to be super cool. With that, thank you guys for watching. See you guys out on the river. Catch some fish. Good luck. Send me a report. I hope this guy's not in trouble out here. I'll go out, make sure he's got his life vest on. If he doesn't, he may have just fell in the water or something. So I better wrap this up. See you guys on the river.